The New York Knicks are doing something that we've never seen before.
Hart fakes. Hart tries another three-pointer. Oh, it's good! Knocks down another!
The Knicks are coming off an incredible comeback Game 2 victory over the Sixers, putting them up 2-0 at the time of recording this video.
An offensive rebound. Another chance here. DiVincenzo. He's got it. The Knicks have the lead again. Their defense turning into offense.
And at this point, the Knicks are in the exact right position they want to be going into Philadelphia. And in my opinion, some of the things we're seeing from the Knicks, not only in that miraculous Game 2 comeback, but also in Game 1, are things that we've just never really seen from them in the more recent history. But quickly, before we get the video started, for those of you who may not know, I'm Juicy Sports. I make opinionated NBA content. And if you guys enjoy videos similar to this, hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that post notification bell. I also want to quickly mention that I recently started up an MMA channel, and if you guys are interested in that, the link will be in the description. But anyways, let's get into it. The New York Knicks are coming off a phenomenal regular season, a season where a lot of their stars were playing at an extremely high level. Whether you talk about Jalen Brunson, this was clearly the best season of his career thus far. Julius Randle was having a great year. The Knicks were able to add some guys in free agency like Donte DiVincenzo, who is playing great for them. OG Anunoby is also another guy that was playing great for them, who was a mid-season pickup. And overall, there was just a lot going right for the Knicks. And originally going into the playoffs, a lot of people had very high expectations, because when you talk about some of their top level talent, they clearly had it when talking about Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and even a little bit less so OG Anunoby. But even besides that, the coaching was clearly there, the chemistry was clearly there, the camaraderie was clearly there, and there was just a lot going right for this Knicks team. And a lot of people, including myself, thought this finally could be the year the Knicks had a lot of playoff success and possibly even made it to the NBA Finals. But of course, as we all know at this point, Julius Randle ended up going down with a season-ending injury, which of course played a huge factor.
A promising season, but dealing with a myriad of injuries.
Because whenever you're a playoff team or a championship contending team that loses a pretty big part of your rotation, of course that's going to play a significant role, and it's going to significantly decrease your chances of winning a championship. But especially when you lose a player of the caliber of Julius Randle, that's going to be a huge hit. And after that injury happened, a lot of people, including myself, started to lower their expectations for the Knicks. But even after that news broke, the Knicks were playing extremely well. The Knicks were playing without Julius Randle for some time now. And going into the final stretch of the regular season, the Knicks were playing some of their best basketball. Jalen Brunson was playing at an extremely high level, OG Anunoby was playing great, DiVincenzo was playing great, Josh Hart, Isaiah Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson. There were just so many different guys on this roster that were doing a great job at stepping up, and it was pretty clear on both sides of the court the Knicks were dangerous. They were able to hold their opponents to under 100 points in a lot of games, which in this day and age is extremely impressive and truly shows how great they are defensively. And on the offensive side of the court, although they weren't necessarily one of the best offenses in the league, they did a really nice job at scoring more than their opponents, and they were just a very well-oiled machine going into the playoffs. And due to that, a lot of people, including myself, thought this Knicks team could really do something. And going into their first round playoff matchup versus the Philadelphia 76ers, I think we're starting to see a lot of that success transfer over into the playoffs. As in Game 1, although they did have some adversity both early and late, they were able to pull through and win that game. And in Game 2, they also had a lot of adversity, especially at the end of the game, and they were able to pull off a miraculous victory over the Philadelphia 76ers, and they currently find themselves up 2-0 going into Philadelphia. And although it only has been 2 games, in my opinion, the Knicks are doing some things that we've just never seen from them in the past. Because in the past, although the Knicks have won playoff series, like they did against the Cleveland Cavaliers not too long ago, as they did back in 2013 when they won their first round matchup versus the Boston Celtics, at the end of the day, I don't think either of those teams looked as good as the Knicks currently do. Because although the Knicks are the higher seed, they are the 2nd seed versus the 7th, it's pretty clear that the Philadelphia 76ers are not a traditional 7th seed. And they definitely have the capability not only to beat the Knicks, but they have the capability to compete for an NBA championship and give a lot of problems to a lot of different teams in the East. But when you watch how the Knicks are playing this team, they're doing a great job. Of course, Joel Embiid is essentially unstoppable. He's able to score in a lot of different areas, but with that being said, I do think the Knicks are doing a really good job on him. There's going to be those certain games and there's going to be those certain stretches where you just can't stop him, and that's just the reality of superstar players in the NBA. But at the end of the day, I think the Knicks are doing a great job at limiting him as much as they possibly can. And offensively, although the Knicks aren't necessarily the best offense in the league, as I mentioned before, they are doing a really nice job at keeping themselves afloat and hitting big shots when they need to. Because when you look at this Knicks team, both in Game 1 and Game 2, their best player in Jalen Brunson really hasn't played well. The Sixers have done a phenomenal job taking away a lot of what he likes to do, but even besides that, Brunson is missing a lot of shots that he normally would hit. And in those situations in the past for Knicks teams in the regular season, and especially in the playoffs, if their star player isn't playing well, they're probably going to lose those games. But a huge reason for why I think this year's New York Knicks team is different is exactly due to the fact that Jalen Brunson hasn't been playing well, but the Knicks are still winning games. Now, obviously Game 2 was an absolute miraculous comeback. At the end of the day, the reason why the Knicks were in that game, and a huge reason for why the Knicks were able to win in Game 1, is due to their surrounding guys. Guys like Josh Hart are playing out of their minds so far in this playoffs. He's doing a great job at hitting a lot of those catch and shoot 3-point jump shots. He's doing a great job at rebounding on both sides of the court, facilitating on offense, and literally just doing whatever the Knicks need. Besides him, OG Anunoby has done a great job at stepping up. He's playing at a really high level, hitting those catch and shoot threes, defending at an extremely high level no matter who he needs to defend, also doing a great job at creating for himself, whether you talk about from that mid-range area or also driving all the way to the basket. OG definitely has been a huge part of the success the Knicks have had so far in this playoffs. Obviously, Dante DiVincenzo hit that incredibly clutch shot in Game 2, but besides that, he's been playing great both in Game 1 and in Game 2. Isaiah Hartenstein is doing a great job at locking down the paint, rebounding effectively, and passing as well. Mitchell Robinson has done a pretty nice job at Mitchell Robinson. He's using that size and strength that he does have to make it as difficult as it possibly could be on Joel Embiid. And overall, there's just a lot of guys that are stepping up. And a huge reason for why I think this year's New York Knicks team is different and they're doing some things that we've never really seen from them in the past is due to the fact that they actually have a lot of complementary guys that are stepping up. And even if one guy isn't playing particularly well in a certain game, even if it is their main guy in Jalen Brunson, they have a lot of different other guys on the roster that play well, and they have a great camaraderie together that it doesn't matter. They're still able to beat great teams out there, and I think that's exactly what we've seen so far. Now, obviously, it still is extremely early in the playoffs so far. It's only been 2 games so far, but I will say I am a huge fan of a lot of what I'm seeing from these New York Knicks, and I do think they have a real chance not only to beat the Sixers, but I think they have a real chance to go very deep in this year's playoffs. And I think at this point, the Knicks have proven they're good enough to beat any team in the Eastern Conference and really any team in the West. Obviously, the Boston Celtics and Denver Nuggets would be the most difficult matchups for any team in the league, but especially for New York. But outside of those 2 teams, I think the Knicks have a really good chance to beat any other team in both conferences. But anyways, I guess only time will tell what does end up happening, but I will say I am extremely excited to see what does. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think this New York Knicks team has a chance to win a championship or go deep in the playoffs, or do you not think so? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy, check one of these 2 videos popping up now, and until the next time, peace out, guys.